A blind old woman had no idea her son was the richest man in town. She had been selling scallion pancakes near his company for 10 years, until one day, a handsome CEO walked by, and noticed the little food stand that seemed oddly familiar. He took out 100 yuan wanting to try a bite, but to his surprise, the taste was exactly the same as his mother's cooking. When he was a child, his favorite food was his mom's scallion pancakes, but after he turned 5, he never got to eat them again, because one day while he was waiting for his mom to finish cooking, he was kidnapped by human traffickers, and taken away in the chaos. His mother cried so much from missing him that she lost her sight. His father began a long and painful search for his son. He traveled far and wide, and his black hair slowly turned white. On this very day, the old man accidentally scratched a luxury car while searching for his son, unaware that the person inside was the very son he had been looking for. Panicking, he pulled out all his savings to offer compensation. The CEO gave a cold smirk, walked to the trunk, pulled out a baseball bat, and slowly approached the old man. The old man backed away in fear, but the CEO didn't stop. Instead, he gently tapped the old man's tricycle, and said coldly that he had just damaged his car too, so now they were even. Then he turned and walked away. Unknowingly, he wandered into a construction site, where lunchboxes were being sold. He suddenly felt an inexplicable sense of familiarity, unaware that this was the very spot where his mother had her food stand when he was taken. He ordered a scallion pancake, and had just sat down with it, when a group of thugs arrived to cause trouble. Turns out these thugs were handling the demolition of the site, but no matter how much they offered, the woman refused to move, because this was where her son was taken. She feared he might return one day and not find her. The thugs lost their patience, and started smashing things. The woman couldn't withstand their harassment, so she grabbed one of the thug's arms and begged him to stop, but then she felt a tattoo on his arm. She instantly became emotional, and shouted that this thug was her son, because she remembered her son had a birthmark in the same spot on his arm. The thug sneered in disbelief, and cursed her for making up stories, saying she wasn't worthy of being his mother. Just as he was about to hit her, one of his men stopped him, and whispered a wicked idea. The thug then tested her, asking if he was really her son. After getting her confirmation, he quickly told her to bring the property deed, and sign the house over to him. The woman was overwhelmed with joy, and agreed to everything, so she sent her adopted daughter to get the deed. The girl tried to talk her out of it, saying this man was a fraud, and nothing like her real son, but the woman refused to listen, so the daughter had no choice but to bring the deed. After getting it, the thug learned the girl was adopted, and started having bad thoughts. He then suggested to the woman that she marry her adopted daughter to him, saying it was to repay her for raising her, but the woman firmly replied that it wasn't her decision to make. At that moment, the CEO suddenly remembered he also had a birthmark on his arm.